Yo, this is Tyrone and you're watching Yltv.
Bow. I feel like I'm free from lockdown. Took it out and I learned I'm up now. Money talks and I don't if it's not pounds. Got it off-white and I don't even shop brown.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
27, yeah. What about yourself?
Huh?
What about yourself?
36.
36?
Yeah. It's time to be an OG.
I started kind of late in this, so...
Yeah?
Yeah, and you've been doing it for 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So, as I said, I discovered you through TikTok.
Are we recording, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I discovered you through TikTok, scrolling through the live streams.
Yeah.
Suddenly seeing some hood boxing kind of going on. And I'm started diving into the account. And I guess, right now, that's a lot of people's first discovery of you.
Yeah, live streams has been something that's really excelled everything kind of for me. With Sunday Smoke, the boxing, the numbers are crazy. Talking 145,000 viewers at one time on Instagram, which is, do you know what I mean? If you think of stadiums and stuff, it's multiple stadiums sometimes, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's really helped in terms of branching myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But aren't you because obviously TikTok got a stigma of some sort, and to do things away from the core.
Yeah.
When it comes to music and stuff like that, have there been any animosity in terms of being big on those platforms?
I know what you're saying. I think though in this day and age, you need something else other than just music. I think if you look at most people coming up now, it's not just music, and things change so quick. So when if you're just doing music, you could be popping one week and then the other week not. But if you've got other content going, you've got more chance of having a lifeline. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it potentially anyway.
And for you, definitely, more revenue stream seems to be the red thread, because you started rapping as a solo artist, then you joined Four, which is a whole nother genre, and then there's a rap duo.
Yeah, Tyrone and Wolf
festivals.
Well. Yeah.
And then now you're a influencer, commercials, and for me, and it sounds like I'm talking you down right now, I'm not, no, but it's more when I discovered you, it was a live stream. And then I dove into the boxing part of it.
Yeah.
And third, fourth step was the music. And shit, he makes music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you got the short attention span, you might not go.
You might not make it to that. No, I understand that. And I guess the only advantage it has is because I'm in front of thousands of people week in, week out. When you come across a music video or hear my voice on the radio or something, it's going to be and then it puts two and two together. It makes it probably easier to connect with audiences. Whereas if you didn't recognise my face, you probably might not ever connect, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it gives more of an advantage of connecting with people.
But do you have a strategy in terms of infusing the music part of it into the stream of videos about other things?
Yeah, so when in a campaign, because I've only recently been signed, big up to Relentless. So when in a campaign and when we get into the next campaign, I can use it throughout the live streams. So if I'm in front of 100,000 people on a live, that's a good opportunity to promote with the music, enable people to buy, subscribe or follow Spotify and stuff like that. It's a way bigger opportunity than if I didn't have that platform and it was just the music to do its stuff, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I kind of see it. It's having the extra platform or having the extra profile only can benefit.
And if you turn it around, I see a lot of artists seeing that, for example, TikTok, that's blowing up, I want to be on TikTok. But what they do is just put in the content that they do outside TikTok into TikTok, and that doesn't work.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening now. A lot of people are playing catch up where they're like, oh shoot, this app is actually working, or oh shoot, live streams is what's working. Other maybe labels are saying, oh, a live stream actually does help. But because I'm kind of already ahead of the game, I've already got the platform, I've already got the audience that know about the Sunday Smoke, the entertaining live streams. It's already there. I've built it so I can go live and have X amount of people watching already.
Yeah.
It's done from quick promos there. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you're just seeing it now and you're kind of clocking onto a wave of being able to promote to people, it's probably not going to connect because they're catching up. Do you know what I'm saying? So
and plus, a lot of the artists don't really understand the format.
No,
it's not supposed to be super professional.
No,
it's supposed to be organic, and especially with Gen Z, they see right through that. If it's not like the real deal, they'll just skip.
Yeah, exactly that.
And they rather have some kid in a bedroom freestyling, making a catchy tune, than the high budget professional.
Yeah, that's it. You don't even sometimes even need a budget to blow things up. Do you know what I mean? It can. I'm just seeing it on TikTok, people doing freestyles in their room and going crazy viral with it, and then getting signed off the back of it, or even releasing it themselves and doing crazy numbers.
But have you noticed in terms of, because this week we've been like to all of this industry things, and I noticed like when people try to draw a line in the sand in terms of this music is TikTok music, this is sample drill, this is this and that. Is that like an issue for you, like being boxed in terms of the packaging?
I think there's always going to be like categories with things, and when there's trends, there's always going to be when one thing works. For example, like the sample drill, I think the first one that really did it was Switch OTR, Coming For You. When they saw it worked, I think it went number 2. Then other people follow, and then eventually it gets saturated where it's too many people doing it. Then people start saying, oh, this is being rinsed, blah, blah, blah. That's just what happens, isn't it? So I guess there'll be something new that comes along. There's always something new that comes along, and whoever's leading it is the one that gets ahead and the leg up, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Tell me a little about your background. You're from Southampton?
Yes, I'm from Southampton. Originally a music artist. I actually got into music very weirdly because I bought a drone. So long story short, I bought a drone. Yeah.
Okay, that's...
And,
now I'm
very
interested.
It's very weird. So I bought a drone and I started like advertising that if anyone needs like photos or like videos done with drones, I can do it. And then it led on to seeing somebody want a music video, and he hit me up and I was like, all right, cool, I'll do the music video for you. Me not realising, I'm like, all right, cool, I've got a 2K drone here, it films in 2K, this is a good drone. So I've done the whole music video for this person holding the drone. So I've got a big ass drone and I'm holding it.
Or as a camera.
I'm just holding it as a camera because in my head I'm like, it's a camera, innit? Like it's just, do you know what I mean? I hold it, I don't need to. And filmed the whole thing, like doing all these weird, you know, trying to do transitions and stuff. I get home, I go to edit it, and there's no sound. I don't know if you've used the drone before, but there's no sound. So I'm like, oh my days, I've just done this music video. I've got to somehow lip sync every single thing. Anyway, the music video, can you swear on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the music video ended up being shit. So it's just a dead music video, somewhere on YouTube somewhere. But anyway, that led into me creating a YouTube platform called Major Media, which I then went around the UK filming up and coming artists, doing freestyles and like putting their music videos up as well. A bit like a B-Tech GRM daily, basically. Like,
what we do, yeah.
So just basically showcasing talent. Then that led into me creating music myself, but as like I tried it as a joke at first, like, and then it caught on, and then I started hosting, MCing at raves, then joined up with Four, and hosting all around the UK, even Malia, Ibiza, like all these different abroad countries as well, and then led me into taking it serious and started rapping. Yeah, that's a short version of how I got into music.
But the funny part about that story is that kind of sums up my impression on how you end up doing a lot of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That it comes into your life some randomly or by chance, and then oh shit, this looks fun and this sounds fun, and then you start doing it, and then it becomes into things, and then
more than one thing, more than one angle with it all. And I continue want to do more than one thing. I even want to get into kind of the TV side of things and acting. I've done some acting recently, but kind of want to take that route as well. So it's just literally just more angles, and all that can do is help push the music side of things as well.
But you're not afraid to be spread thin.
Nah, and I'm not bothered. Like I think when you like look at it with some people in the scene, like a KSI for example, he does so many multiple things, and all it does is helps when he now does release his music. It's the best it can be, and it's doing great numbers, and it's real good music. Do you know what I'm saying? So even though he started as a predominantly YouTuber, creating content and stuff, and people at first were saying, "Oh, you can't be one or the other." Do you know what I mean? You got to be one or the other, or something like that. He proved a lot of people wrong, and I think that's an inspiring thing.
But he kind of got this, like what I was asking before, the stigma.
Yeah. But that's what it is. At first, people don't understand things, and then it happens, and they're like, "Oh, actually, I do get it now." And then that's when music artists have to become content creators, because they realise a content creator or influencer has a lot more power when it comes to selling music. Do you know what I'm saying?
But in the end, it comes down to the music.
Yeah, of course.
Because let's be honest, there's a lot of influencer with a platform, but when you listen to the music, it's like, okay, this is you didn't start here. That I can notice.
Of course.
But and it's funny about KSI also. Like he played a show in Oslo like 3-4 years ago, and obviously I knew him as a YouTuber, but my kid is obviously a fan of his.
Okay.
And then he said, "Let's go to the show," and it was sold out. And every one of these kids get every word for word. And after that, I was like, I'm with it. I understand it. Just like you said, I was like, okay, I understand it now.
But I think also that it gives a deeper connection to the artist when you've kind of watched their journey as a creator and stuff like that. You feel like, I guess they probably feel like they know him way more than if he was just releasing music.
And that's the hard part for artists as well, to get that
connection with an
or the context.
Yeah. Like
a lot of music, you might hear it and you'll be like, oh, it's okay, or it doesn't really catch us on. But if you maybe would have the context for the song or know the journey, it would connect more to you or hit you harder because, oh shit, this is because this happened, or this, or the meaning is this. And that's maybe the problem, like we talked before we did an interview, that there's really not a lot of interviews when it comes talking about music, about, it's more like this quick pace, short format kind of, and then the listeners don't really get the context, and then making content is the best way to provide
to push it through
the context.
Push the narrative. 100%. I agree, definitely, and that goes back to saying that's why artists are now connecting into the content creating influencing world as well. And more artists take control of that part, not just by, maybe not by being an influencer, but in terms of they don't do interviews, they drop their own documentary or a series. And part of campaigns and stuff, I guess,
so they can protect and mold it themselves.
I think it used to be like when you're a music artist, it's all about being like not accessible and don't really know much about the person. But I think them times are kind of changing now, where you do want to know more about the people. But I guess it does work for some artists where they are very exclusive. It just depends on, I guess, the level they are, isn't it?
Tell me about Four. How did that happen, and what is Four?
So Four was like we're a dance music group, released like a UK garage bass line, that sort of music. We're very, as a show, we're a very energetic set. Can pretty much play to any crowd. So you're pretty much commercial crowd that you have week in, week out, and at like a a Prism or Oceana, we can play to them, or we can play to a more underground crowd as well. So we're quite versatile when it comes to that. Very suitable for all festivals as well. But how it come about with 4, we're all from Southampton and pretty much on the same journey, and it kind of made sense where they was doing their thing already, I was doing mine and getting into it, and then ending up releasing music and working together on campaigns, songs. And one of our first success was with Friends of 4, which ended up charting 9th in the UK dance chart. But it was a collaboration artist with different dance producers, MCs, and yeah, crazily, independently, we charted 9th of it. And even one of the songs on there, which I also rap on, called Get Gas, recently just hit like over 5 million streams. And again, that's independently. And yeah, it's just a music group, just releasing music and, you know what I mean, working our way up.
Sunday Smoke. What is it?
So Sunday Smoke,
It
it was just a name that just rolled off the tongue because the boxing matches we've been doing this year has always been on a Sunday. It's just like, people always say, I'm bringing smoke. So it was like, you know what, Sunday Smoke, that's what it's called. But it actually, the Instagram live boxing, it's been happening for about a year now. And it's just on random where people come on the live and they're like beefing each other or something like that. The first one actually happened in America. So I had these 2 Americans on the live. And they were just going back and forth, arguing. And I'm just sat there like, bruv, what's going on in it? And then one of them brought up the fact that they would beat the other person up. And I said, well, actually, why don't you just do it in a boxing ring, safely, you know what I'm saying? Like, where people can watch. And one of the Americans, his name was Enzo, cool. He's from Florida. And he said, I'll fly to New York. That's where Funk was from. I'll fly to New York Friday. And I'm like, there's no way you're doing that. Like, because I thought he's just chatting, innit? There's no way he's turning up. I was like, bro, if you go to New York on Friday, let me know and we'll arrange this, get the gym sorted, everything like that. So I get a phone call from him on the Friday in the morning. He's like, yo, he FaceTimes me. He's like, yo, what up? I just touched down. Obviously, that's my Florida accent. And I'm like, there's no way. And he's like, yeah, he's showing me. He's like, he's in the street saying, where am I? He's like, they're like, yeah, we're in New York. In New York, I was like, oh, flipping out, it's actually happening. So I was like, how am I gonna get people?
Because you were in the UK.
So I'm in the UK, yeah. So I'm like, how do I get people excited for this now? For them to know that there's a fight. So I was like, so the gym's all sorted now. I'm like, you two are gonna have to do like a face-off or something like that. And there's like, all right, cool. Obviously, they don't like each other though, innit? So I'm like, please, like, you're gonna have to comply. We can make something great out of this if you two just comply. So they've done their face-off. So obviously, it's very hard for me to control it because I'm through a phone. I'm not actually there. They do a face-off. I post it. Everyone's like, oh my God, I can't wait for this. I'm like, boom, it's happening at this time. Everyone's excited. The fight happens. The guy from New York, Funk, wins as well. And then after that, it started becoming like a little trend where people's like, oh, I've got a problem with this person, I want to sort it out. So then the next one happens, but this one time it's in the UK, so sort out the UK gym. Again, I'm not even there, I'm just sorting the background out and everything like that because I promote it and host it and everything like that, so I don't need to be there filming and anything like that, all that's been covered. And then this year is when it's really kind of stepped up another level. There was these people beefing throughout TikTok, and there was this ongoing beef, well known on TikTok and everything like that. So we've done the first one this year, and just to put it in context, last year I think the highest amount of views we hit was about 18,000 viewers. So that was last year, and then this year the one happened, and the viewers that we had was 80,000. There's 80,000. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like so confused. So why has it gone so much more? Then obviously I know why. I'm not going to explain why. It's just a long story. But now I know why it's working, and obviously doing a certain formula, then it's become a recurrence where every week. So this is why I work with Bouncer on it. So because he does the Wicked and Bad show, and he brought me through to Wicked and Bad 2. Presented it and everything like that, which was a fun experience, and that's something I want to kind of get into more. So I was like, you know what, it makes sense. You're doing Wicked and Bad. doing this Instagram live boxing stuff over here. It kind of makes sense just to, you know what I mean, work together and build the brand. And then that's when it came around calling Sunday Smoke. And I don't know if you know much about boxing. Do you know much about boxing? So ironically, there's a boxer called Dillian White, and he used to do a show on YouTube about 4 years ago called Smoke Sunday. Yeah.
Wow.
So there was a little indirect sense. He reposted something where it said, we was the first to do this, blah, blah, blah. And he reposted it. So it's not really, he wasn't saying it himself, but he's kind of like a little dig where it's like, Sunday Smoke, Smoke Sunday. It's two different names, but either way, I was like, it's just Instagram live boxing for me. It's not trying to tread on his shoes or anything like that. I'm actually a big fan of Dillian White. But I was like, flipping out, this is actually making waves in the actual real boxing world. And then it turns out Anthony Joshua come on the live. He showed love. Other boxers, Billy Joe Saunders, Dennis McCann, loads of other boxers are tuning in the comments, and it's just a regular thing. Everyone knows Sunday. It's Sunday Smoke, 10 p.m.
Obviously, from what you're saying, you were a fan of boxing, but have you been boxing yourself?
Yeah. So when I, probably about 5 years ago, I had a boxing match. I had 2 amateur boxing matches, won both of them. And I've just always liked boxing. So if you look deeply on my YouTube, my first videos, I done a thing called back park boxing. It's just weird. I don't know why. I've always just done these little things. So done a thing called back park boxing where I'd get my friends to the back of my house and put on gloves and we'll fight each other. So you see on my YouTube, there's me on there fighting with my friends or people from the area. And it's just always been a thing being involved in boxing. And then, like I said, went on to have amateur boxing matches. But the reason why I stopped was because I just couldn't put 100% into it. With boxing, you have to put 120%. Like, you can't lack at no point, do you know what I mean? So
that's an area you can't spread thin.
Yeah, you can't mess around, like, and it's only you to play. Like, when it's football, I used to play football, and it's a bit like, you can play your best, but because flipping, I don't know, Johnny miskicked the ball and the other team scored, do you know what I mean? You can't control that. But with boxing, you control everything, where you have to be on point, you know what I mean? So I couldn't put my full effort in, so I was like, I'm stepping away, but it's something I do want to get back into after, I guess, I build my profile more, get a bit more known, and maybe do one of these like YouTuber boxing matches or something like that.
So that's something that you want to do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I want to keep being involved, maybe in presenting, hosting, and like the different content creator fights, or celebrity fights, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I think down the line, it would make sense to get in the ring myself.
But at the point with 2 Americans, like the whole boxing part of it, like that was by chance, or was it because if you understand what I'm meaning?
Do you know what? I think some things just literally connect and make sense without you even trying. I think it was, obviously there's a chance to it, but I've always had a love in boxing anyway, so I think it probably would have happened down the line at some point. It just happened to be weirdly with Americans flipping very miles away, and that's how it happened. Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah. And once again, my impression of you is this is how everything happens.
It's so weird, and people probably confused. Like, why am I not just doing one thing? But I don't just want to do one thing. I want to do you know what I mean?
I understand it. Like, I also spread myself thin, and I also think, in the end, like, you have one life. You're trying to do as much as you can before it's over, and what you want to do, like at the end of the run. Yeah, exactly. When I look back, I did this, or I did this.
Yeah, it'd be better. And for me personally, I mean, how people may think different. I think it'd be better to do as much as I can possibly do. Do you know what I mean? Definitely.
All Scandinavian rappers rap in their native language, so you might not understand everything, but
yeah. I'm guessing this is a warning, right?
They look the same.
They've got the same police vehicles.
På gata hämtar kronor, stackar bara pengekoner över hela byn som en droner. Trap line under boomer. 100 miljoner, kongen på högen, ja vi håller kronor. För mina bröder alla de som zoner. För mina bröder alla de som zoner. Du hänger med rats, chit chat. Jag hänger med lions, du kan bli knockad ut som en Tyson. Shadowbrook toxic, folk som en python. Jag går med hodet först som en bison. När du flyr, vad är det du tror? Kom till the euro det, du vet at det smeller. Aldri liv, det er ikke det stort. Vi er ikke matten og mobilen biller.
Bro, er det sant? Må være sant. Vi er ikoner.
They're going back to back,
Vi
yeah?
lager filmer. Tarantino, de sender droner.
Ja, det er broski, hapsi, han soner. Kan ikke noe for det vi holder på koder. Nå sikker jeg ser på broski, jeg stoler. De kopierer, de ser som kloner.
Dem er trippen, I'm one of the best. Jeg så han ute, han
This is cold, it's cold.
Protected my chest, keep on krigen, he sender me dreads.
Øye mitt kjenner jeg har i en lens. Nå kan min navn, og jeg kan beknekt. Sitter på track, jeg kjapte helt. Det er plass i din grav, ja, du kan være nøyd. På gata henter kroner, stekker bare pengekoner. Over hele byen som noen droner. Trap, line and the boomer.
So some of the words they're saying is actually English words. He's saying trap. I can obviously hear what he's saying, some English words, isn't it?
Gata henter kroner, stekker bare pengekoner. Over hele byen som noen droner. Trap, line and the boomer. 100 millioner, konge på haugen, ja, vi holder kroner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner. Fri mine brødre,
They got the fire.
Jeg bong boom, bounce, jeg bong boom er det truth. De lille fiste put, på området dår de snut. Med gang bønner opp en suit, jeg vent litt, boom. Niggas er selv, we trying to get paid. Rakker litt ting, sin suitcase. Sint on the gang, bitch to brain. Bare real niggas, har ingen fakes. Holder med napper, har ingen chains. Kom bort til blokka, vi har det som trains. Close up og closer, du vet de vil slay. Jeg kan det fortsatt ready man. Alle er brødre, har ingen friends. Har en tids med de toer som passer dumt opp ned i kjelleren. Min gang.
Valentino på mine sko, starta med en, flippa til to. De snakker, vi gjør det stort. Strapped up, så ta det med ro. Don't waste your time. Fuck alle ops, free all my slime. Ta på deg briller, og we gon' shine. Kjapp den tål, så kan pull up.
It's English. That was majority English, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought so.
Ringer og ringer, alle vil ha min baida. Oppi nesa den går, den til 10 lapper i går. Flipp, sahabi han skinner, bare ice, diamanter og kvinner. Tidlig morgen, få deg ut, går, sjekk området ut. Bare bissad og snu, full money og juice. Bare slider i DMs, baby.
På gata henter kroner, stekker bare pengekoner. Over hele byen som noen droner. Trap, line and the boomer. 100 millioner, konge på haugen, ja, vi holder kroner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner. På gata henter kroner, stekker bare pengekoner. Over hele byen som noen droner. Trap, line and the boomer.
Yeah, the hook's catchy.
Millioner, konge på haugen, ja, vi holder kroner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner.
Step on the beat so wavy, som Eminem, jeg beveger meg shady. No days off, I need to get paid. Both hands on it, tap den I'm grumpy. Juppen er clean, kall det Milano. Henne var fin, italiano. Dukker på Zatla, Marokano. Du har glemt dem still in a bando.
Yeah, it's sick, I'm feeling it. Oh, we're still going.
Italiano, dukker på Zatla, Marokano. Du har glemt dem still in a bando.
På gata henter kroner, stekker bare pengekoner. Over hele byen som noen droner. Trap, line and the boomer. 100 millioner, konge på haugen, ja, vi holder kroner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner. Fri mine brødre, alle de som zoner. Gata henter kroner, stekker bare pengekoner. Over hele byen som noen droner. Trap, line and the boomer.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Obviously, I don't know what's being said. I can understand some of the words because some of it's English, but I'm guessing like there's some gangsters. yeah, no, I'm rating it. Like I said a minute ago, I can understand some of the words because they're putting some English language into it as well. But yeah, the flow's sick, the hook was catchy. I mean, on the third time round, I was catching the hook. But yeah, man, I'm rating it still.
Could you get a sense of what the song was about, though?
Yeah, obviously it's about his trap line was booming. I'm guessing that's what he said. Trap, booming. Sound like, am I right? Trap line booming. Yeah, nah, really rating it. This is more trap music than obviously in the UK. It's more like drill what's going now, but yeah, it works. It does work.
Hey, Daddy, it's Ness on the beat.
Grind gang.
This is more wavy.
Klockton brinner på ännu. Topp 7, snart 5 nu. Plötsligt jag är deras vän nu. Grabbarna säger du känner nu.
Oh, it's
Mamma
dance.
ser du hur jag tagit mig upp
Kind of.
fansen. Jag är ung, levt tufft. Fussifickar men ändå toppus. Rapparna rappar
Mannen,
den
vi har
rappar
varit street sedan unga. Fyller upp keys i min lunga. Ey, och baby, var inte blyg, låt den gunga. Jag vet ingenting om mys, jag har frys. Mina grabbar, de är lysta men lugna. Jag går bara vid cruisar. Fuck hash, bara föredrar boozar. Jag absad, jag vill känna mig molad. Vi jabb allt, dessa rappare kokar.
Brinn mannen. Vi är på toppen like Brinn mannen. Man sa det är bara din gin mannen.
Tog fingret och i gamet, jag la in mannen. Svär jag tror musiken räddade mitt skinn mannen.
Mina vänner är stolt bakom Grinn mannen. Mina vänner gjort värre än någon film mannen.
Jag är Peter gumman, please can you spin again. Gjorde pengar med musiken och innan den.
Vänta, ej snurra den. Grova straff, bara ducka dem. Anhållen fri, jag skuttar hem. Alla kan döda så jag fruktar en.
Dessa fittor hoppar upp utan spänst. Denna shuno hoppar upp av en tjänst. Inget ändras, bara till de är på en. Det jag är bror, jag svär skulle varit flera år sedan.
Klockton brinner på ännu. Topp 7, snart 5 nu. Plötsligt jag är deras vän nu. Grabbarna säger du känner nu.
It's club music, right? I'm guessing over there street music. Oh, street. sounds like a club song. It sounds like a club song.
Mannen vi har varit street sedan unga. Fyller upp keys i min lunga. Ey jag baby var inte blyg, låt den gunga. Jag vet ingenting om mys, jag frys. Mina grabbar de är lysta men lugna. Jag går bara vid cruisar. Fuck hash bara föredrar boozar. Jag upsad, jag vill känna mig molad. Vi japp allt dessa rappare kokar.
Jag saknar KT, jag vackra minnen när vi står i C. Grabbar, om ni såg listan, bara han är topp 3. Jag är fast här i gatan, inshallah nästa år då det blir galan. Bara artist men alla vill ta, nej visa dem, jalla då Adam.
Mannen vi har varit street sedan unga. Fyller upp keys i min lunga. Ey jag baby var inte blyg, låt den gunga. Jag vet ingenting om mys, jag frys. Mina grabbar de är lysta men lugna. Jag går bara vid cruisar. Jag upsad, jag vill känna mig molad. Jag allt dessa rappare kokar.
Yeah, this one sounds more like club vibe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I like that one too. I felt more like I could hear that in the club. Definitely, obviously, I'm assuming similar to the last one. Didn't understand what it's saying, but it's more about street kind of talk. That's the sort of vibe I caught from like the signs and stuff like that and how they was acting in the video. But I was vibing with that one. I don't know what Swedish music is in the club, but that sounds like they're playing that in clubs there. That's what it seemed like. So DiggaDiv.
Jag har min flocka med Glock med mig. Welcome to the gun show. Bra med mig, färra med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jag stadig bandolero. Snack till mig visst det dinero. Älskar och håll det långt från mig. Jag har min flocka med Glock med mig. Welcome to the gun show. Bra med mig, färra med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jag stadig bandolero. Snack till mig visst det dinero. Älskar och håll det långt från mig, habibi.
Vi steady på de samtjeng. Hvilken vej vil du gå? Du vælger selv retning. Kun snak forretning. Stabel under pund. For stablet i banken. Kom ind i kampen. Slanger skal fejse af vejen. Jeg gav ham med finger, men han vil lade arm. Der har du gang i. Hos vi plejer at dele en halv til 2 halve. Som vi kører stil, så vi knipper det hele.
Jeg har min flok og min Glock med mig. Welcome to the gun show. Bror med mig, færre med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jeg stadig bandolero. Snak til mig hvis det dinero. Ellers skal du holde det langt væk fra mig. Jeg har min flok og min Glock med mig. Welcome to the gun show. Bror med mig, færre med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jeg stadig bandolero. Snak til mig hvis det dinero.
You got the cell video.
Jeg har det godt, prøv bare at ramme top. Det går rigtig cut op, full grind non-stop. De vil ikke se mig op, har prøvet det fucked up. Men de har det stadig godt, som at shine med den flot. 16 bønder let op, det går stay pop. Man down, headshot, man down, headshot. Tracksuit eller kost, Moncler eller boss. Man down, headshot, man down, headshot.
It's talking about some brands, I can hear that.
Welcome to the gun show. Bror med mig, færre med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jeg stadig bandolero. Snak til mig hvis det dinero. Ellers skal du holde det langt væk fra mig. Jeg har min flok og min Glock med mig. Welcome to the gun show. Bror med mig, færre med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jeg stadig bandolero. Snak til mig hvis det dinero. Ellers skal du holde det langt væk fra mig.
Sommar och vinter, älskar notiser. Fastnat i skiten, ända sen liten. Ghetto-banditer, walla det risker. Min broder han är smal men han pushade vikter. Flex från Amdam, skjut från Balkan. Spelar du ball, gunne på pappam. Flex från Amdam.
I was gonna say, was that a real snake? I was like, how they got a snake? That's good animation.
Zeri på historien. På Gero Boy. Der klæder de designer tøj. Der helt høj. På det der hollandske røg. Pøj, der skal ud og lave en masse løg.
Jeg har min flok og min Glock med mig. Welcome to the gun show. Bror med mig, færre med mig. Welcome to Gero. Jeg stadig bandolero. Snak til mig hvis det dinero. Ellers skal du holde det langt væk fra mig, habibi.
They seem like they didn't censor much in that one, but them ones, if I had to pick out who's the realest out of them, like, they seem like they're really doing something. But yeah, that was a catchy hook as well. I caught the hook on the second time, and I heard some brands in Moncler I heard as well, but again, not English words. My favourite one, I think the one that stood out the most for me was the second one. I think it connected with me more because obviously I didn't know what they were saying, but the beat was more energetic, do you know what I'm saying? Because it had that more housey kind of feel. I think that's what got me with it. Potentially, yeah, I think, yeah, if I was going for it, I'm at the 3. I think the catchiest one was the last one, because I caught the hook straight away. Video-wise, I would say that's between the first or the second one, but I could tell the second one seems like they're signed artists.
They're independent.
They're independent. They seen that their budget was proper. They're obviously spending money on their videos and stuff, and I could tell. Was any of them signed or?
No.
They were all independent? Okay, yeah, the second one seemed like they was really up there with the money side. So in terms of video, I probably would have said the second one.
Street sedan unga, fyller upp keys i min lunga. Ey, jag baby, valt bli, låt den gunga. Jag vet ingenting om mys, jag frys. Mina grabbar, de är lysta men lugna. Jag går bara, vi cruisar. Fuck hash, bara föredrar boozar. Jag absad, jag vill känna mig molad. Vi japp allt, dessa rappare kokar.
Brinn mannen, vi på toppen like brinn mannen. Man sa det bara